The Angels significantly improved their win total in 2025, but it still wasn't the season they were hoping for, only winning 72 games. The Angels have a lot of pending free agents, but we will only resign reliever Andrew Chafin, who had a good year after being traded mid-season. Moving to the starting rotation, Yusei Kikuchi will be the main guy in this rotation after signing a $20 million a year contract last year and pitched pretty well. Next up is Jose Soriano, who throws hard, but also has one of the highest ground ball rates in baseball, but gets hit pretty hard. Reed Detmers was moved to the bullpen last year, where he had a really good year. It might have just figured it out, so we'll move him back to the rotation. We're going to look to free agency for the last two rotation spots, signing Shota Imanaga. Imanaga was sensational his rookie year, but was still solid last year, but started to get exposed because of his low velocity, but still posted a 3.73 ERA and .99 whip. For the last spot in the rotation, we'll sign Zach Eflin. Eflin was hurt for some of last year and is coming off his worst season since 2017, but was really consistent from 2018 to 2024, keeping an ERA between 3.5 and 4.5. Both these pitchers have really low walk rates, which is essential for the Angels' rotation since they had the worst starting pitching walk rate in baseball. The bullpen was awful last year, and the guys that we'll be keeping that either pitch well or have pretty good upside are Brian Zephyrin, Jose Fermin, Chase Silseth, and Robert Stevenson, who was hurt last year, and Brox Burke. For the last two spots, we'll look to free agency, and the first guy we'll bring in is Gregory Soto. He didn't have great numbers in 2025, but the advanced stats look pretty good, so I think the numbers will look a little better this year, and he'll be one of the higher leverage guys. And we'll also sign Trevor Richards. And here's a look at the Angels pitching. The hitting was rough last year, but the one positive was they finished top 5 in home runs. There were high expectations for catcher Logan O'Hoppe coming into 2025 after a solid 2024 year, but he had a really rough year along with backup catcher Travis d'Arnaud, who they signed last year and had an even worse year than O'Hoppe. At first will be Nolan Schanuel, who the Angels rushed up to the majors after playing in the majors the same year he was drafted, but the decision has paid off for the Angels, with him being more of a contact guy that doesn't swing or miss or strike out a lot, and he did improve in nearly every statistical category in 2025. At second base, Blake Christian Moore, who was another guy that was kind of rushed to the majors, even though he was drafted as a league-ready prospect. He didn't do great in 2025, but also dealt with an injury and needs to play a full season in the majors to evaluate him. At shortstop is Zach Neto, who's one of the more under-the-radar guys, and is probably one of the best shortstops in baseball offensively, but he is pretty bad at defense. For third base, we'll look to free agency to sign Japanese League star Kazuma Okamoto. In left field will be Joe Adell, who had a breakout year, nearly doubling his home runs, hitting 37, and posting a 778 OPS, but is horrible defensively. In center will be number 7 prospect Nelson Rada, who put up really good numbers in AAA last year and looks like he might be Major League ready. In right will be Jorge Soler, who the Angels traded for and wasn't great but not horrible offensively last year. And at DH will be Mike Trout, who isn't playing at an MVP level anymore, but is by no means washed, still posting an 800 OPS. Taylor Ward had a really good year last year, hitting 36 home runs and posting a near 800 OPS. We're going to be making a trade with the Astros, sending Houston Taylor Ward in exchange for Jesus Sanchez, number 9 outfield prospect Ethan Frey, or 12 pitching prospect Ethan Pecco, and Sanchez will be a rotational outfielder. The last two bench spots will go to number 8 infield prospect Denzer Guzman and outfielder Matthew Lugo. Here's a look at the Angels lineup for next year. We addressed the needs of starting pitching help that don't walk batters, adding to the bullpen, acquiring a starting third baseman, and looking to sell high on one of the outfielders. And this offseason puts the Angels step closer to ending the longest postseason drought in baseball.